positivity in it. So recovery question of the day: how do you face challenges differently now that you're in recovery? So the coping skills are very different, right? So when I was in addiction, of course, my go-to thing was alcohol. And when trigger, anger, resentments, some feelings that I didn't want to deal with would crop up, my go-to thing was just to drink. And, bury them for 2 to 3 days and then come back out of the situation feeling, better or whatever. And so now that, I've started this sobriety journey, the triggers and the things still happen. The only difference is that my go-to source isn't the drink. So I still have the situations that come up. I still have some of the anger, or some of the triggers, or some of the past traumas or whatever. Different things come up. Now the only difference is my go-to source, right? My source is quite different these days. And that, I could still experience maybe a funk, or I could still experience a depression, but my outcome is far different. And that is that I don't go into a pit, and I don't go into drowning myself in alcohol and failing to look at the pain. What I do is that I practice awareness, and that is I understand and I see what is going on inside of my life. I know I see the trigger and what has caused the response. I examine that and see what it's rooted in, and it's usually insecurity and fear, and that I'm afraid, that I feel somehow that I don't measure up, that I'm not worthy, I'm not adequate, and all of those things, right? All of those floods of thoughts that begin to come in. And so I recognize it for what it is. And once I begin to do that, it kind of takes away the natural triggered effect, where before, when I was inside of my addiction, that I would get that triggered response and then I would just go ahead and follow it into numbing and sedation. Where now I recognize that it's there. I see the feelings, I see the emotions. I examine it to see why, I possibly might be feeling this way. And then I begin to call it out for what it is. And then that is, I begin to look at, understand the thinking error that's involved in here, and that it's rooted in insecurity and fears. And so then I ask myself, am I going to be driven? Am I going to be governed by my fear, or am I going to be governed by faith? And this always leads me to, what does God think about me? What does God say about me? And am I really holding on to the truth of that? And that has been a very beneficial coping skill for me.